Hey guys, James here from TCGU University, come back at you with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be showing you TAM's All Might deck. Make sure to check out the Campus Championship so you can see how this deck performed, and let's get into it. Okay guys, All Might is a 6-hand size 30 vitality character with Air, All, and Good. He has 2 abilities: Enhance. Your Fury or Punch attack gets +1 speed or +1 damage for each card in your opponent's hand, playable while committed. Then Enhance, Commit 1 Foundation, draw 2 cards. He's essentially an 8-hander, which is nuts. He's an 8-hander. He gets to give speed or damage on his attacks because his ability is playable while committed. It's crazy. And the deck we're building plays around momentum today. So we have 2 Fataball. Fataball is a 2/5 with a 1 low block unique card. Respond commit after you add any number of cards to your momentum. Add 1 card from your hand to your momentum. We're drawing extra cards, so we're able to use those cards and put them in momentum so we can do cool things with them. And then Enhance twice per turn. Your Fury attack gets +2 speed and +1 damage, which is very strong. Works really well with the way our character is because we have to use Fury attacks. Super cool card in the way we play our deck. Then we have 1 SSLL. I'm never saying this card ever again. It is a 1/5 with a 3 high block unique card as well. Enhance your turn. Enhance once per turn. Flip 1 foundation. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Only playable if you have 0 momentum. So this is a very good lead off. If you have both of these on the board, you can just go enhance, flip, add 1. I'll add another one. Then you get to have 2 momentum on the fly. It's crazy. I think the other ability is E once per turn, once per enhanced step. After you destroy a foundation during the enhanced step, you get to give an attack +2 or -2 speed. This works really well on both offense and defense. And then the reason we have a lot of momentum, we have Casa de Leviathan. Casa de Leviathan is a 5/3, 7/5 with a 1 high block. Charge, Fury, and Weapon. Enhance, discard momentum. Destroy one of your opponent's foundations. Your opponent may discard 1 card or lose 2 vitality to cancel this effect. This enhance can be played any number of times during the enhanced step. Crazy ability. We get to destroy our opponent's foundations. If not, they drop cards from hand, which doesn't really help us, but makes our attacks easier to go through. Or they lose 2 vitality, which is also gets us to the point to where we get to kill them. So it doesn't matter. And then enhance, if our opponent is at deadlock or desperation, we get to add the top 2 cards of our deck to our momentum and just fuel Casa de Leviathan even more. Next we have 4 Snakewing Sabat. Snakewing Sabat is a 4/3, 2 high for 5 with a 1 mid block Fury kick. Enhance, if you have more momentum than your opponent, draw 1 card. Very easy to do with our deck. And then enhance, add 1 foundation from our card pool to our momentum. This attack gets multiple 1. This card works really well with itself. We can play a foundation beforehand, use its ability to add momentum on turn 2 after we get our second turn, and then just instantly give ourselves, since we'll probably have more momentum being 1-0, get ourselves another card in our hand, which is crazy. Being able to draw a bunch of cards in any character is nuts. Then we have 3 Hoyoxin. Her Chun-Li's ultra rare, or I guess just rare. It is a 4/2, 3 mid for 6 with a 1 mid block as well. It is a Fury kick, multiple 1 combo with a Fury. Combo E, you get to discard momentum, and then this attack gains +1 to its multiple rating. And then enhance, discard 1 card, add 1 of your face down foundations to your momentum. So it can gain momentum, has multiple 1, possible multiple 2, depending on when we play it. It's a 3 mid for 6. I get speed and damage off of All Might. Super strong card, especially if we give speed with it. It just makes all the attacks bigger. More to the momentum grabbing, we have 4 Carrying the Weight. It is a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Respond, commit, flip. After a card is added to our momentum, we can add the top card of our deck to our momentum. So anytime we add momentum, we just get to add 1 more, and our deck's kind of fueled around momentum. So just getting as much momentum as possible is very good for us. We have 2 Bang. It is a 3/4 with a 2 high block. Respond, after your opponent does not block your attack, they lose 3 vitality, and then you get to draw a card. Or the main ability that gets played a lot is Enhance Remove. Seal 1 card in your opponent's staging area. It usually ends up being the character, which usually stalls an opponent for at least a turn. It's a very strong card. Has seen some lighter play the last couple of formats, in my opinion. Then we have 3 Let's Cut Loose. Let's Cut Loose is a 3/6 with a no block. Enhance, remove, add 1 foundation from your discard pile to your hand or from your card pool to your staging area, and then you get to draw a card. Basically, this is like a +1 to +2, depending on how you play its ability. You get to add a card from your discard pile to your hand of your choice, or a foundation from your discard pile to your hand, and then you get to replace itself by drawing a card. It also, depending on like the style of deck, allows you to drop things from your card pool to your staging area. Works really well with blocks, like if you block with the foundation. You can play this on the next card and bring it into your staging area, then replace it. The good news is it always replaces itself, so that's crazy. Get these out of here. Then we're on to the other cards of the deck. 1, Acheron and Nirvana. One of the cool things we realize about this deck, or about All Might in general, he works really well with cards that ready things. So Acheron and Nirvana works really well with him. It is a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Respond commit after your opponent plays a keyword ability. You get to cancel it. And then E, once per turn, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. So basically you can commit him, commit 1 foundation, and then ready that 1 foundation, not have to worry about things. Readying things, like I said, we found out with All Might, is extremely strong. 1 Flambear. It is a 0/5 with a 1 mid block. Breaker 1 unique weapon. It has 3 abilities. This high, this mid, this low gets +1 or -1 speed. Works really well. Just giving subtle speed buffs or subtle speed debuffs, making things easier or harder to block. And it has a nice 1 mid block breaker 1, which is very good for us. Then we have 1 Kikosho. We do play some kicks, so it works very well with our deck. It is a 6/3, 3 mid for 6 with a 3 mid block, Fury and ranged. If your last attack this turn was blocked, this attack gets -3 difficulty and +3 speed, making it a 3 diff for a 6/6. And then E, add 1 kick attack from your card pool to your momentum. If this attack speed is 6 or greater, you get to ready 1 foundation. So it both gives us a momentum and readies a foundation, depending on like how we play it, which is very strong because it plays to both the strengths we were trying to play for our deck. Then, in my opinion, one of the strongest cards in this deck is Royal Poison. Royal Poison is a 5/3, 6 mid for 6 with a 1 low block. Charge, EX3, Fury, powerful 3 weapon. Enhance. Sorry, I lost my spot. Enhance, destroy 1 foundation. If this attack is blocked, ready all the cards in your staging area, counting your character. And then Deadlock E, seal 2 of your opponent's foundations, commit 2 of your opponent's foundations. Super cool card if you ever get to Deadlock. But the main ability is to ready all the things. You can commit 2 things to be able to draw a card. And then you destroy a foundation, and then if your opponent blocks, you get to ready everything, counting our character, which means we get another chance to use the commit 1 draw card, which is crazy. Then we have 2 Aether Leg. Aether Leg is a 5/3, 5/5 for 6 with a 1 high block. Enhance discard momentum. Add the top 2 cards of your deck to your staging area face down. This just gives us more cards to interact with. More cards to commit and ready and do a lot of cool stuff with. And when we have another card that adds foundations to our momentum. It works really well with that ability as well. And then the last attack in our deck is Sohake. Sohake. Sure. It is a 4/3, 4 mid for 4 with a 1 low block. Fury, punch, and reversal. Enhance, if this attack deals damage, you get to add 1 of your face down foundations to your momentum. Works really well with Aether Leg. Enhance, the next attack this turn gets +3 or -3 speed. Works really well with All Might's ability because you can pick and choose how you do it. He's only able to give speed or damage. So you can either you can give speed with this and then give damage with this and know you're going to push them through and hope you push something through, or give speed and know you're going to push something through. There's a lot of pick and choosing you get to do with this deck, which is fun. On to foundations. 1 Familiar Faces. Familiar Faces is a 3/5 no block. That mainly gets played for its ability of Respond Destroy. After your opponent plays an ability on an action card, cancel its effects, and discard it from the card pool. This just basically says no to Toguro Brothers, no to Revoke, no to Prepare to Fight, no to Bang. Says no to a bunch of key cards that shut us down. Then we have 3 God of Thunder. Like I said, this deck does very well when it gets to ready a bunch of things constantly. God of Thunder is one of those key pieces. It's a 3/5 with a 3 high block. E, destroy one foundation. Ready one of your foundations that has not been ready this combat phase. Playable while committed. So this is a very good card to commit with him because you're able to play it while committed and you don't have to worry about things like that. It also allows us to ready other things in our deck, which is also very nice, especially if we can just destroy the face downs in our deck. Then we have one Tijuana Groceries. Tijuana Groceries does the same job as God of Thunder, but just using itself. It is a 3/5 with a no block. Enhance, you remove 2 foundations from your discard pile from the game, and then you get to ready this foundation. This card is, in my opinion, one of the best cards to use with All Might, because it's just commit, draw your 2 cards, and then remove your 2 foundations and ready Tijuana Groceries. It's just very strong with All Might, and basically it's just a commit All Might to draw 2. Which by itself is just crazy. Then we have 3 Betrayed by a Family. It is a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. Has a stack that says it readies itself during our opponent's combat when our opponent's combat phase begins, which also works very well with All Might because we can commit it and not have to worry about it. Then during our opponent's turn, it raises itself back up and ready itself back up, and we get to use it. Its ability is R commit. After your attack receives a speed or damage damage penalty due to your opponent's effect, commit one of their foundations, which just means we limit the abilities that they get to play during a turn, as well as slowing them down defensively, which is great for us. Then we have 2 Journey West. Journey West is a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance flip. If this attack is not blocked, your opponent's next attack gets +2 difficulty. This is basically a pseudo breaker 2. It just allows us to face tank an attack and just force our opponent to deal with a +2 progressive on them, which sometimes is needed. And with 30 health, we don't have to worry about dying immediately. Then we have 1 New Shipmate. New Shipmate is a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance commit. This attack gets -2 damage and you gain life. We have 30 health, so being able to extend that health a little bit is very good for us. Kind of the same thing with Olympic Boxer. It's a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Respond commit. After the damage of your attack is reduced by your opponent's effect, draw 1 card and gain 2 vitality. This just deters our opponent from trying to damage debuff us. We don't want to have to deal with that, but if we end up having to, we get to gain 2, extend our life practically, and draw more cards on top of the 2 we already draw with All Might. Works really well with the way our deck plays. Then we have 3 Prideful Personality. It is a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Enhance flip, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. We draw a bunch of cards during our turn, and sometimes the cards we draw aren't the ones we need. And this card just allows us to funnel the cards we don't like into maybe more cards that we could use. We gain a bunch of momentum, and Shaolin Fighter puts all the leftover momentum to use. It is a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Desperation E, discard momentum. This attack gets -4 damage, playable while committed. Then the other ability is E, your turn, commit. Your combo or ranged attack gets +3 damage or gains stun 2. So we can use it on offense to try and stun our opponent out or push through damage. But its main use would be on defense if we ever hit desperation to use our leftover momentum to make sure we live longer. We got 1 Wandering Pirate. It is a 2/4 with a no block unique foundation. After our opponent's ready phase begins, we ready itself. And then respond twice per turn. After it's committed or ready during the turn, we get to ready another foundation. It's playable while committed. It just says extend our foundation count slightly. It allows us to ready multiple things. It allows us to play more abilities that are usually just once per turn style abilities, and just lets us to go in more further. We have 2 Ageless and Wise. It is a 1/5 with a 2 low block. Respond flip. After your opponent plays an ability that causes any number of foundations to leave your staging area, cancels effects. Card works really well against Toguro Brothers. Works really well against things like Moonset and the such, and just kind of protects our foundations altogether. A lot of our foundations ready themselves and help us block better and whatnot, and being able to protect them is very good for us. Then we have 3 Conquest of Terror. Conquest of Terror is a 1/5 with a 2 low block. E commit. If your opponent is at desperation, this attack gets +2 or -4 speed. So it works really well at desperation by giving us a speed buff or a bigger speed debuff to our opponent. but the regular ability that we'll play more often is the E flip. This attack gets -2 speed. This just allows us to block, and when we get to draw cards on defense, it allows us to block pretty well. Then we have 3 Voices in the Dark. Voices in the Dark is a 1/5 of the 4 low block. E flip, choose 1 card in either player's discard pile or momentum. The chosen card is then shuffled back into the owner's deck. Very strong ability. It prevents our opponent from doing things with Missile Launcher or Cherry Toe. And then E flip, 1 foundation. This attack is -1 damage, which can help extend our life total just a little bit longer. And then the last card in our deck is Pure Fart. Spiral is running around rampant right now in a team style format, or if you just really like to play the card. This card is a good counter to that card. It is a 0/5 of the 3 high block that says if it ever leaves our hand due to our opponent's ability, we add 2 of their foundations to their card pool, hopefully just ending their turn, but really kind of devastating their staging area and setting up for our turn if the attack doesn't kill us. It also has a first enhance that says commit. We choose one of our opponent's assets or foundations, and they're not allowed to play the abilities on the card for the rest of the attack phase. Rest of that attack phase, which is very nice of just not having to deal with certain cards. Thanks again for checking out the profile, guys. If you like Tam's All Might deck, let them know down below in the comments. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCGU University. And as always, guys, stay learned.